Hello, everybody, and welcome to Austin, Texas for the Independence Day 400 at Circuit of the Americas. Hope everybody's having a wonderful July 4th weekend, all of you Americans. Canada Day was just a few days ago, and we are here for the 6th race of NCS SimRacing Challenge Season number 2. Cars are rolling off. It is a beautiful day in Austin, Texas, one of the premier tracks in North America. Herman Tilke designed this track. Opened in 2012. As we have a look at the point standings right here. And we will be racing on the Grand Prix circuit, 3.426 miles, as Alexander Rowe is your current points leader. Won the race last weekend at Phoenix Raceway. Quite a few drivers need a good race here at a road course. Lots of different faces will be up front during this race. Quite a few people that are good on road courses haven't had a good season. Rory Sharp and James Sharp, Nathan Stapleton and Keith Hughes, 4 of those drivers that are certainly ones to watch that may find their ways up front. One of the only FIA Grade 1 courses in America, and we are honored to be back here for a second season in the NCS Sim Racing Challenge. The trucks were just a little bit of ways away, just outside of Dallas, Texas at Devil's Bowl. The 86 of Abel Nickerson and the 84 of Axel Rocha on that front row, as we're going to take a look at our starting lineup for the Independence Day 400. Row number 2 sees Arwen Basic and Ian McDaniel. Row 3, Keith Hughes, as I mentioned earlier, and Tom Gill. Row number 4 has Nathan Stapleton and last year's COTA winner Colin Scarborough. Row 5 has Garrett Lamar and Rory Sharp. Row number 6, Aaron Hunter and Hayden Phillips. Row number 7 has Jonah Burridge and Sam Francis. Row 8, Celan Nosler in the 51 and Harry Williams. Row 9, Nick Roten and Stuart Grattan. Row number 10 sees Rue Sharp and Christopher Marnell. Row number 11 is going to have Barney Thresher and the 42 of Jimothy Sharp. Row 12, Spencer Davis and Richard Fridge. Row number 13 has Greg Rowland and Henry Guo. Row 14 has Christian Vargas and 22 of Mitchell Collins. Row 15, points leader Alexander Rowe and Nelson Reeves. Row 16, Sean McKean and 32 of James Sharp. Row 17, Josh Moore and Aris Yuko. Row 18, Boston Jones and the 18 of Josh Harrison. Row 19, Michael Guthrie and Jacob Dabo. And then rounding out the field in row 20, David Kreutz and Abby Lane. A bit of a shorter race here than last year. 26 laps, decreased from 29 laps. We've got 40 drivers in the field, and it's sure to be a wonderful, wonderful race here around this 3.426 mile track. The 86 of Azo Racing Team, Abel Nickerson, alongside Axel Rocha. Here we go. Drivers coming up the long front straightaway. The 86 and 84. Green flag is off. We're underway here at Circuit of the Americas. A 24 bounced off the wall, and caution has come out as him in the 37 run into the off-road wall. The caution has come out here on lap number 1 already. The 86 has gotten a huge jump on the field. Look at that gap that he's got. Axel Rocha had a terrible start to his race. Ian McDaniel has moved his way into second place. He's got the 45 of Arlen Basic right behind him, as they're about to dive into one of the slow corners. Lots of tendencies for drivers to run into each other with later braking points, trying to get an edge on them. Here comes Arwen Basic going alongside Ian McDaniel. Two Dodges duking it out down the back straightaway. A little bit of contact as they go into turn number 12. Arwen Basic gets a big wiggle, and that allows Ian McDaniel and Keith Hughes to get the advantage going into turns 13 and 14. As there's the 58 of Keith Hughes, a rookie driver, now in second place, as the 86 of Abel Nickerson is taking it away. Around this long, swooping bend right here, the 26 under fire from the 45 once again as they go through the later S's on the track. Coming out of turn 18, going into turn 20, as they're going to go up the front straightaway for the first time under green flag conditions. The 45 of Arlen Basic gets a good jump on the 26, and he is going to have the third place position as caution is out the first time here today. Here's a look at the replay. On board with the 24, gets a little loose, bounces into the wall, and then tries to re-enter the track, and it looks like he just hooks the points leader of Alexander Rowe, and hard into the wall goes to 24. I believe James Sharp had a little bit of help. Or not James Sharp, this is Rue Sharp. I believe he had a little bit of help, from the 59 of Barney Thresher, who gave him a little bit of a nudge, and then they were 4 wide there. That is not a good sign. The 37 gets the best of that hit, but then the 24 just piles into the wall. Then something happened with Boston Jones in the 68 as they came out of turn number 3. He just gets turned around by Nelson Reeves, and around he goes. As we're going to see drivers potentially coming down pit road, we do. As the 58 runs into the back of the 86 as they enter pit road. 24 of Rue Sharp has exited the race after his crash damages, and Abel Nickerson is going to lead them up pit road for the first time today. Last time we saw lots of green flag pit stops. Maybe we will see some today, but of course the first pit stop's coming in under yellow. The 58 of Keith Hughes only takes fuel, and he is going to be the first driver off of pit road. Very interesting development. He and a few others only took fuel. So Keith Hughes is going to be your driver coming off of pit road, as we're about to get back underway on lap number 4 of 26. Keith Hughes is your current leader. The 97 of Jonah Burridge sitting there in second. Arwen Basic in third. The 87 of Barry Williams in fourth. And then Axel Rocha in fifth. The 86 of Abel Nickerson is sitting in seventh, but it's going to be Keith Hughes who leads us back up the hill to the green flag. Once again, we're off and underway. Many drivers trying to buy their way into newer positions, but it's the 58 who gets the jump off of Jonah Burridge, and he is going to go into turn number 2 and lead them around that corner. Going through the S's, each one has a different radius Very interesting, very unique of this course. Each S has a different radius as theirs. R1 Basic. There's the 30 of Garrett Lamar, and there's the 86. He is carving his way back up through the field, getting past Garrett Lamar as they are going to head through the little kink of turn number 10, going into turn number 11 right here. Started 7th, he has worked his way back up into the top 5 already. Axel Rocha seems to be having a terrible start. He just cannot get grip or the power down, and he is coming through. Down the long back straightaway, there's Henry Guo in the number 1 as they are going to come into turn number 12. As you see, there's drivers running into each other. Aaron Hunter just ran into the back of Ian McDaniel. The 44 already of Rory Sharp already has stuff taken off of his car, and drivers are just going to run into the back of each other, and there really seems to be no aero differences. The 34, huge dive underneath Ian McDaniel, 2 pink cars. It seems to be no aero difference or significance in these guys having it on, having the fronts of their cars on or off, but either way, by the looks of it, it seems like if they have any bit of damage, we're just going to take it off. As we're on board with Jonah Burridge here, coming around the corner, going up the front straightaway. Look at how high this hill is going into turn number 1. A very blind corner, if I do say so myself. As we're going to sweep around, come into turn number 2, go past underneath the GoDaddy Bridge before we enter the turns 3 through 8 complex, the S's right here. Keith Hughes coming out of turn number 8, coming out of turn number 9, as he's leading up to turn 11 right there. Look at how much Jonah Burridge is late on the brakes, trying to get close to the 58, as we've got an incident between 2 teammates. Caution has come out. The 69 and 79 have gone around with a little bit of help, but 2 teammates, Jacob Dabo and Hayden Phillips, have gone around in turn number 5. Very interesting to see, as there's Axel Rocha with a huge gap between him and other drivers. As the 51 of Seelan Nosler is going to get past him. And I failed to mention this, but drivers went to pit road on lap number 4, coming to lap number 5. Aaron Hunter, Tom Gill, Mitchell Collins, Nick Roten, and Richard Fridge all went down pit road to repair something. Nick Roten is still on pit road. They may have some issues with the car, but they have not retired their car at all. They're just sitting on pit road at the moment. Keith Hughes coming out of turn 19, going into turn 20, leading the field back to the yellow flag as the caution has come out for the second time today here on lap 5 of 26. As, whoa, the 86 and 97, they collide, nearly a wreck between the two, but they were side by side coming to the line. Whew. Close call there for those two. Here's a look and see what happened at the replay 79 and 69, they collided right there. They got out of line, and then they came back into the racing groove into Nathan Stapleton. And that sent both of those drivers around. Here's how I look at it from Nathan Stapleton's point of view. They just go off the line and then bang right into the 4. They send each other around, but unfortunately it looks like the 4 got the most damage out of those guys. Drivers coming down pit road now. Seems like quite a few drivers are coming onto pit road to try and potentially get some fuel and tires. The 58 once again only gets fuel, and Keith Hughes is going to come off of pit road first. Once again. But there were many people who stayed out on pit road. Barney Thresher, Aaron Hunter, those two stayed out. And Keith Hughes is third, Richard Fridge is fourth, and Tom Gill is fifth. Coming back to the green flag here on lap 8 of 26. Green flag is out once again. Barney Thresher is going to lead him down to turn number 1. Fanning out already behind them is the 58 as he's going to try to dive down underneath Barney Thresher. There he goes around the outside of him in turn number 2. What a move by Keith Hughes to get back to the front, taking the lead away from Barney Thresher. Carving through the S's they go. Carving through the S's goes the pack of drivers as the 59 has already fallen down quite a ways, about to be passed by Arwen Basic coming through the kink. A little bit of it, tires in the grass goes 59 or the 45 of Arwen Basic, but the 45 overdrives it into the corner. Whoa, the 78 nearly gets turned by Jonah Burridge, but they're able to save it, and the 97 takes the position away from Tom Gill. What an interesting turn of events there. Nearly had an incident. So here we are, lap 8 of 26. 97 of Jonah Burridge staying out in front of that pack of drivers. Going around turns 13 and 14. Working his way around the 59 of Barney Thresher, and he does. His teammate, he's able to work his way around him, and the 59 is fading fast. Trying to stay out was certainly the strategy that they were hoping would pan out, but it is certainly not working at the moment. There is that scuffle of drivers right here. The 78, 87, 30, 59, 17. All these guys, and the 86. All three Azo Racing cars right there as Harry Williams gets a big run up through the front straightaway into turn number 1. As the 2 of Colin Scarborough has engine issues, clutch issues to be exact, and he is coming down pit road. They are likely going to wheel that car to the garage as Keith Hughes weaves through the S's once again here on lap 9 of 26, with certainly a ways out in front, nearly a whole corner out in front of Arwen Basic. Racing his way towards turn 11, braking heavily, but able to make his way around it. So does the 45 of Arwen Basic, getting his way around it very cleanly. First, second, and third all pretty spread out as of right now. But it goes Toyota, Dodge, Dodge, the 58, 45, and 97. Keith Hughes has had an all-right start to the season. Well, all right for a rookie standard, but he is currently within the bottom half of the point standings. He definitely needs a good day today to work his way back up the point standings in the 58 car, formerly piloted by Logan Williams, who is now making waves in the NCS truck division. But that 58 car, they switched over from Dodge to Toyota in the off season. They were hoping that that didn't affect performance at all, but they haven't been doing so hot in results as of right now. Nick Roten and crew still on pit road, or well, they are on pit road right now. They have gone a few laps down with clutch issues, but they have gotten those mostly resolved. They're trying to head back out there as soon as possible. As there's the 37 of Alexander Rowe within the top 15, even after being involved in a lap 1 accident. He's right behind Michael Guthrie. A little bit of damage on the side of the car, but after winning at Phoenix Motor Speedway, Phoenix Raceway, he inherited the points lead and is currently leading the points, hoping to extend on it, finally breaking through to get his first victory of the season, or of his career. There's Ian McDaniel working on Barney Thresher now, trying to get around with his nose all over the back bumper of the 59. Let's see if he's able to make a move heading into turn 11. Not able to. They break at nearly the same time, but the 59 seemed to outbrake the 26. Now Ian McDaniel's going to give him a little shove down the back straightaway. There's this top gaggle of cars right here. The 87, 30, and 86. The 86 was out in front for the first few laps. Had one of the better cars, but there's Garrett Lamar, another driver who's been close to winning races but hasn't broken through yet. He's certainly got a fast car here today as he's holding off the 86 right behind the 87 of Harry Williams and the HKS Toyota. Going a little bit wide there, coming out of turn 19, about to head into turn 20. And head back up the front straightaway as these guys battling quite a bit for position. As another driver, another Bones Motorsports car, also coming out of the race with an engine issue, the 22 of Mitchell Collins dives down pit road, citing the engine is murmuring or sputtering, so that's not good for Bones Motorsports, as 2 of their 3 cars having engine issues. Ian McDaniel has said nothing over the radio of anything like that. As here's the 45 of Arwen Basic, still in second place. He's gained a little bit on Keith Hughes, not as much as he'd like, but still a respectable amount. On board, coming out of turn number 10, about to go into turn 11. As there's the yellow flag. That is a single yellow right now. They are not going to call it, and now they do. Caution has come out for a full course yellow. The 34 goes around of Aaron Hunter in turn number 2. Back on board with Arwen Basic as we're going to race back to the line. You can just hear how much he brakes going into turn number 12. About to come into 13 and 14. Coming around these two corners. Coming around 14. Working his way towards 15. And then 16 right here. He's definitely gained his way up into the 58, closed the gap a little bit, going into turn 17 right now. Out of turn 18, heading towards turn 19. 2 more turns before the big long front straightaway. They do a little jag, a little sidestep there coming out of turn 19, but going into turn 20, they're relatively smooth. As up the hill, the 45 goes. Was able to catch a little bit up on Keith Hughes, so that is a good promising sign for Arwen Basic as the caution is out for the 3rd time today. Let's take a look and see what happened. So it's 34 going way slow. Henry Guo goes underneath him, and then the 34 chops him off. And then Henry Guo, certainly not having any of that, sends Aaron Hunter out of the way after he chops him off. So that brings out the yellow. Here's another look at it. Woo, there they go. Past you. As drivers are going to come down pit road, the 58 stays out. The 45 of Arwen Basic comes down though. So that is a very interesting strategy game. Many people staying out, many people coming down. He's getting 4 fresh tires and or 2 tires it looks like for Arwen Basic, and he's going to be off and away. Many others coming down pit road. It seems like the field was split in 2. 50-50 between drivers coming down. So it's going to be Keith Hughes who stays out in front, and that puts the 86 right behind him, as well as a bunch of other drivers. So your top 5 coming back to the restart here on lap 14. Keith Hughes, Abel Nickerson, Harry Williams, Sean McKean, and the 32 of James Sharp. The 58 goes underneath the camera, going up the hill, ready to go back. Green flag racing here at Circuit of the Americas. After our 3rd caution of the day, the 86 dives right underneath of the 45 of Arwen Basic with a huge move underneath as the 86 takes the lead, but for how long? Until the 45 goes back to the front. Man, I don't even know what happened. The 45 zooms to the front, gets back to the lead before turn number 5, as he had a huge run up the quarter into turn number 1, and now he has got a massive gap between him and second place. there's second place, the 86, with the 68 of Boston Jones and the 93 of Greg Rowland right behind him. Already won one race at Auto Club, but the drivers behind him have been winless in their careers. Besides the 86, the only driver that is within this top 10 is the 27 of Sean McKean, who won season number 1 at Pikes Peak, and then Harry Williams, who has 2 wins under his belt at Irwindale and at Talladega. Boston Jones now takes over the second place spot from the 86, but the 93 of Greg Rowland is going to go underneath Boston Jones. Side by side goes the 93 and 68, 2 rookie drivers battling for second place as they exit turn 18 going into turn 19. As Arwen Basic, still your leader, but he's going down pit road. Arwen Basic heading down pit road for an unspecified reason, and caution has come out. Oh my goodness, 2 things happening at once. Caution coming out and Arwen Basic heading down pit road. And it looks like Greg Rowland is going to be your leader heading to the caution flag. Wow. What an incredible turn of events, and it looks like we just had a small incident to bring out the caution. Here's what you can see at the replay. There's the 00 of Spencer Davis, and he just goes off the nose of Tom Gill, turning the 00 around, went into the grass and stalled, so that brings out the caution for another time yet again. And here's Arwen Basic, just randomly coming down pit road, dives down into it, and then the caution comes out as he's on pit road. Certainly very interesting motive for Arwen Basic. Could he stay out and regain the lead? That should be interesting to see if time will tell if he does that or not. We're going to see if drivers are coming down pit road. Looks like it's quite a few drivers. Greg Rowland is going to lead them down. Looks like it's going to be tires and fuel for this 93 car. He's going to be off and away with the 68 of Boston Jones right behind him. But he's not going to be the first driver off pit road. It's going to be Alexander Rowe. He's going to be the first one off of pit road, and he's going to be your current leader. So there's the 37. As the 97 of Jonah Burge has retired with an engine issue, so he will be out of the race. I don't know what is happening with the drivers in the back. They just aren't able to catch up to this front group. But Alexander Rowe, Greg Rowland, Boston Jones, the 30 of Garrett Lamar, and the 86 of Abel Nickerson are going to be your top 5. You go back. Green flag racing once again. You're on lap 17 of 26. Alexander Rowe is going to be leading us into turn 1, going into turn number 2. There's the 30 of Garrett Lamar. He has made his way into 3rd place already off of the start. There's the rest of the field as we've got drivers going spinning The one of Henry Guo gets spun, but the caution does not come out. We are staying green. Lots of randomness happening in the field. As the 33 of Michael Guthrie gets sent around as well, he goes sliding across the S's, but we still stay green. Goodness gracious, very interesting things happening, but it's still Alexander Rowe out in front, the 93 and 30 of Garrett Lamar. Garrett Lamar's car, as well as Abel Nickerson, look very clean, very spotless so far. In the races, the 30 is going to go underneath Greg Rowland for second place. Getting a little shove by Greg Rowland goes Garrett Lamar, but the 37 of Alexander Rowe staying out in front for now. The 30 is right on the hump though, right behind him. As there goes Garrett Lamar. Going underneath the 37 of Alexander Rowe, going out of turn number 16. And it's Garrett Lamar who has taken the lead here on lap 17 of 26. The 17 of Stuart Gratton has a lot of damage on the front of his car, but he is oh no, he's going to come down pit road to get that damage fixed up. I was mistaken. I thought he was going to stay out, but it looks like he came down pit road to get it fixed up. Lap 18 of 26. Coming around the bend out of turn number 1, Garrett Lamar going to go into turn number 2. He's got the 37 right behind him, and look at this hodgepodge right here. The 58 of Keith Hughes trying to work his way back up to the top spots. Seelan Nosler getting around his teammate Sam Francis for that position, and the 54 of Aris Yuko there as well. 3 of the 4 Astolfo Motorsports cars right there. Actually, all 4 of them, because there's the 34 as well, and there's the 58 currently in 15th. As caution has come out, there's the caution banner, the 58 in 15th. As we've got an accident at the top of the at the top of the French straightaway, turn number 1. It looks like the 44, the 00, and the 1 all were involved. Garrett Lamar, though, charging down into the turn right there. So he's going to race it back to line. As the caution has come out, lap 18 of 26, there's Alexander Rowe and Greg Rowland. They're fighting for that second place position. 93 going underneath Rowe. Looks like he's going to be able to do it and get around. No, they're going to be still side by side. I thought the 93 had cleared him. Now he does, and that gets the 93 the second place position. As there's Garrett Lamar going into turn number 20, going to go up the front straightaway, and he's going to lead the field back to the yellow flag as the caution has come out once again here at Circuit of the Americas for the Independence Day 400. Let's take a look and see what happened with the incident. There's the 44 right there, Ian McDaniel right underneath him, and it looks like Ian McDaniel just turns him and then sends him off into Spencer Davis and Henry Guo. Very interesting right there. I don't know why Ian McDaniel would think of doing that, but it seems that he has knocked him off. Here's on board with Ian McDaniel, and you can just see him. Looks like he got a little bit loose, went into the 44, but then still turns him around, and then he just cuts through the grass with a track violation right there. Gonna see if anybody pits. Looks like the 37 of Alexander Rowe is gonna come down pit road. And we noticed earlier that the 52 was falling back a little bit when we looked at Keith Hughes. Well, the 52 of Sam Francis has retired with a clutch issue, and he is in the garage. Only the 37 and 59 coming down pit road this time. Everybody else staying out. Rowe could be doing some strategy here. But we're going to be restarting on lap 21 of 26. Only 5 laps to go here in this race. Or 6 laps to go, sorry. Garrett Lamar, your leader. Greg Rowland starting second. Abel Nickerson in third. Boston Jones fourth. And then Harry Williams in fifth as we're going to go back to green flag racing here at Circuit of the Americas. On board with Harry Williams as we dive up into the first corner. Getting past Boston Jones, pushing his teammate into the second place position out of the reach of Greg Rowland. Into the S's they go, and there's the 93 battling with the 68. You can just hear the engines shifting through the gears as they go through the S's. How much throttle work has to go in with these drivers. Going through turn 10 up to turn 11. Just see, wow, Harry Williams really closed the gap on the 86. Let's see if he's able to keep that distance. Exiting the corner, down the back straightaway they go. So long that, I mean, you can just get a good draft and a good run up on drivers right here. Looks like Harry Williams is a little bit too far away from Abel Nickerson to try and get a draft. But there into turn 12. Cutting it a little bit close to the white line there. Through 13 and 14 they go. And then off into turn 17 and 18, right through here, just before turn 19. And then that. And then up there is turn 20, and then they will go up the front straightaway. That is a full lap here on lap 21 of 26 with third place driver Harry Williams. Got a little bit loose coming out of the corner, but it's still Garrett Lamar who is out in front coming to lap 22 of 26. Now, they have not pitted since lap 14. So that's quite a little bit away. We don't know exactly how long pit cycles will be. As there they go underneath the GoDaddy Bridge. But as we saw last year, pit stops were the name of the game. That was what made such an interesting finish. We could possibly see drivers come down pit road. That might not be for another few laps, as this is obviously a very long course, so laps mean a little bit different than in other tracks. But there's James Sharp in the 32. He's sitting in 9th. His best performance this season. And he is currently battling with Joshua Harrison. Seelan Nosler's right behind him. Got 32 Gulf Oil McLaren Chevrolet. Looking pretty sharp right there in the top 10. as he goes down the back straightaway. Getting a little bit of a nose on the 18 of Joshua Harrison. Not quite able to get underneath him and try and get around, but still battling quite hard. As well up front, the 6 of Abby Lane had a good finish last week at Phoenix due to pit cycles and the pit strategy game at the end. This is the first time that she has been running consistently up at the front for most of the race. So good job to Abby Lade and the rest of that Zach Armstrong crew. It's at 32, just looking awfully sharp there. The 58 of Keith Hughes coming down pit road. That is interesting. We may see more drivers coming on pit road, but Garrett Lamar coming through turn number 1. Nobody near him. The 86 only a second off. Has not won a race in his NCS SimRacing Challenge career, and very much something that Lamar wants to check off his list to do. Already started a new team. He started Ginger Racing Team Truck Series for former teammate Norris Andrews. Alexander Rowe broke his winless streak last week. Could Garrett Lamar do the same this race? We never know. It's not like Lamar. Lamar has been up front. He's had some opportunities, but not like Rowe, where it's been a heartbreak multiple times in a row. Lamar's had some pretty hard hits. Watkins Glen last season, a very rough incident. There's the 86 and 87 teammate, 2nd and 3rd. Tom Gill is a little bit of a ways back in the lineup, but there's Harry Williams doing very solid for a road course. He's always done pretty good at these types of tracks, but he has gotten 2 wins under his belt. If it comes down to pit stops, maybe, just maybe, they could short pit and try and get up in the lineup. There's Abel Nickerson sitting in 2nd, who had a good start to the race, was racing up in front. He was your pole sitter, but he has not seen the lead in quite a while. Coming to lap 24 of 26. Crunch time for these drivers right here. They need to manage the fuel, they need to manage their tires, all of that. But there's Boston Jones. He's also doing very well. He's been doing very well this season. One of the select rookies that are up there in the point standings, and he has been doing surprisingly well for a new team. We expected drivers in other rides like the 86. We expected that ride to be fairly well for Abel Nickerson. But the 93 is an expansion team. He hasn't been doing that well. And whoa, the 72 of Christian Vargas just sends it into the corner and runs right into the back of Christopher Marnell. A 23 shouting curses over the radio. But we are hearing word that some drivers will be coming down pit road this time by. The 72 of Christian Vargas with a huge move underneath the 93, moving his way through the field. Christian Vargas, the number 72 Siemens Toyota, the Daytona 500 winner. There's Arwen Basic, who came close last season, was nearly a benefactor of pit strategy shenanigans, but ultimately had to pit with a few laps to go. The 45 looking there. There's Garrett Lamar. He's going to dive down pit road. And he's going to be pitting with 3 laps to go, coming to 2 laps to go. They're going to get tires and fuel for that 30 car, as Christian Vargas is now going to take the lead. There's fuel. Hopefully that's going to be enough for the 30 car. But for right now, Christian Vargas out in front. It's expected that he might need to pit. He's got Arwen Basic right on his tail. .72 could stay out. You never know. We could see another fuel mileage winner here at Circuit of the Americas. The 45 of Arwen Basic also right behind him. The drivers that came down pit road, the 30, the 86, the 87, 68, 23, 93, 37, 51, all of those drivers and more. Only a select few drivers stayed out. On lap 25 of 26, 2 laps to go. There's Garrett Lamar right there, going down the back straightaway. He doesn't exactly have the leader in sight, but he did do a quick pit stop. He's got the 86 and 68 second and third right behind him. The 17 of Stuart Grattan is a lap down. But here's Garrett Lamar coming through turns 18 and about to go towards turn 19. The 72 of Christian Vargas has come down to pit. Christian Vargas has come down to pit road. He will be pitting. So Christian Vargas coming down pit road. And that will give the lead back to Garrett Lamar here on lap 25 and 26 to the final lap here in today's race. Garrett Lamar has one more lap around this 3.426 mile track. Going a little bit slower than the 17. I believe they didn't put enough fuel in that car. They're saying to Garrett Lamar that they didn't put enough fuel in the 30 car. He's going to need to save. The 72 of Christian Vargas is getting held up on pit road, and a bunch of people are passing him. He's going to fall down the order. But Lamar coming to turn number 10. They're coming to turn number 11 now. Gets a little dirt, and now he's got this long back straightaway and 9 more corners to survive. The 86 of Boston Jones has taken over second place from Abel Nickerson. Boston Jones just came out of turn number 11. He is a long ways away from Garrett Lamar. Lamar has enough room, potentially, to try and save up. Garrett Lamar in the final stretches of this race. He's only got a few more corners to go. Abel Nickerson has gone off track. He has fallen down lots of positions. He's falling down to 10th, now 11th place. Garrett Lamar with only 4 more corners to go. Coming through turns 17 and 18. 2 corners to go for Garrett Lamar into turn 19. Very, very slow for the 30 car. He's not going to come down pit road. No AI stupidity for today's race. Garrett Lamar is going to come down turn number 20. He's going to chug it up the front straightaway. Nobody near him. Garrett Lamar is going to cross the line, and he's going to be your winner for the Independence Day 400. A long ways back to second place. That's Boston Jones in second. Harry Williams, Alexander Rowe in fourth. There's more drivers crossing there. And man, what a race. There's the 86 in 11th. A fuel mileage victory for Garrett Lamar gets him the Independence Day 400 victory. His first win in the NCS SimRacing Challenge. For the 6th race of the second season. What a win for the 30 car. Garrett Lamar, Boston Jones, Harry Williams, Alexander Rowe, and Christopher Marnell sneaks his way into the top 5 to round out the top 5. Joshua Harrison, Abby Lane, Aaron Hunter, James Sharp, Keith Hughes, your top 10. And then the 86 of Abel Nickerson, Spencer Davis, Henry Guo, Seelan Nosler, Barney Thresher, Sean McKean, David Kreutz, Josh Moore, Rory Sharp, Tom Gill. That's your top 20. Hayden Phillips finishing out in 21st. Eris Yuko coming home in 22nd. 23rd sees Nathan Stapleton. Axel Rocha fell down to 24th. Christian Vargas got held up on pit road due to being blocked in by another car. That slipped his way down all the way to 25th. Stuart Gratton finished 26th after gaining his lap back the hard way. Jimothy Sharp, Michael Guthrie finished 1 lap down. Greg Rowland, Richard Fridge, Ian McDaniel, Arwen Basic, Jacob Dabo 2 laps down, and then the rest of the field as you see. Certainly going to be an interesting points shakeup here as the standings are going to pop up on your screen right now. Still, Alexander Rowe, your points leader, Boston Jones in second, and then a little bit of a gap. We got a big gap to Aaron Hunter in third. Joshua Harrison, 4th place in points right now. Richard Fridge, Abel Nickerson, 5th and 6th. Seelan Nosler, 7th. Francis Moore, Vargas, Jimothy Sharp, your Season 1 champion, Guo in 12th. Marnell, 13th. Thresher, 14th. Lamar, 15th. And then Harry Williams, McKean, Roten, Yuka, Rocha, Davis, and Abby Lane That rounds out your top 22 in the point standings. Greg Rowland, Michael Guthrie, Mitchell Collins, Stuart Gratton. Then Nelson Reeves, Hayden Phillips, Tom Gill, and Colin Scarborough. That rounds out your top 10, or top 30. Dabo, Kreutz, Burridge, Hughes, James Sharp, Nathan Stapleton, Ian McDaniel, Arwen Basic, Rory Sharp, and Rue Sharp. That are your top 40. Was a great race here at Circuit of the Americas, but next week it's going to be race number 7 for Lucas Oil Raceway, the wonderful short track, 0.68 miles just outside of downtown Indianapolis in Brownsburg, Indiana. It's going to be the Lucas Oil 400 for race number 7 of NCS SimRacing Challenge, season number 2. We'll see you guys there for what should be another amazing race.